I'm going to try to make this video about dehydrating. The reason I have a point at the window is because when I'm trying to do things in my when I'm trying to do things in my house or eat, when I'm sitting trying to do work or eating, they like to torture me the most. Number one, they don't want me to enjoy my meal, whatever it is I'm eating. And number two, if I'm trying to clean the house, wash dishes, or something like that, do something constructive, they really, really harass me. So uh, sometimes I go outside and go and take a picture of them and make a move when I turn my phone on, or sometimes, most of the time, I just accept the torture because I have to take care of some things I need to do in my household. So um, I have a point at the window. Now I got a video loading up about this black car a few minutes ago. Just came and sit there with the tinted windows so dark you can't look in. So he figured I couldn't get him because he's sitting across the street, sitting in his car with them dark windows. So I usually, if they just sit there like I did, took the video the other night and go get their license plate. Now it wasn't obvious that I was trying to get the license plate. I try to not make it so obvious so I could see their reaction when I'm not trying to act like I'm getting them because I'm recording what they're doing. I'm not gonna give you the whole detail of the video that's gonna upload, but just watch it. Uh, now, I looked again on my videos, and I see my views have gone down again. This morning when I looked at my videos like I recorded earlier, I had 1,083 views uh, on one and 1,000 something on another one. I had 500 on one, 400 on another one. They were high. And now I looked at my videos again and they are back down to one view, uh, 20 views. Now, I know YouTube manipulate the views. Before it dropped back that low, I knew something else was wrong. Especially since number one, I made the video about the plot to shut down my camera on my phone. Now, once they thought they had did that, that's when Jonathan did all kind of stupid moves, said all kind of stupid things to me to see. That was the test run to see was my camera working. And so he just uh gave me all said anything, gave me all kind of evidence because he just knew they had the camera shut down. Well, I could not record it, and I couldn't record it because when I tried to play it back, it wasn't there. But he made that move because he felt at the time that there was nothing I can do that I would come record the video. Now I'm loading up another video right now about Chicago Housing Authority and Miss Hodges. Uh, things she said and the way she stepped into stuff she stepped into. Now I'm surprised at them when they do this sometimes. And they know I'm recording, so uh, I didn't check my views until to see what was going on with my views until I talked to her, and then I realized why she stepped out there so far because when I went on Gary's site to check and see what my views went down, they had changed my links to different other places. So even though the title says it's a link to a video I made, it takes you somewhere else. So you're not connected to my links. So I'm gonna have to repost those links and check them periodically to make sure that you are seeing the videos that I post. Uh, uh, Miss Hodges, for her to step out there and to say number one that I have to pay Miss uh, Nelson damages and that uh, I got to pay her rent living in these horrendous conditions. Now I told her that my water was poisoned. I told her that the kitchen that they left is smelling, and Jonathan said that what the smell is toxic. He don't want to touch it, but they're gonna leave it here. But she still say pay rent, and I got to pay Miss Nelson damages for this apartment. Now, once I realized that they had tampered with my links to my videos, that's what she did there. And the thing that's happening is when they think they've done something that they can't be recorded or or they can't, I can't take it anywhere, they act a fool. They say anything and do anything. But they don't realize that all this stuff still comes back. That God doesn't let them take anything away from me permanently. So they're not learning, number one. Because I've been in this uh MK Ultra program with this government and these people arresting me for almost 20 years. And they have not been able to do anything with me. And I have nothing. So they're not learning. If I keep bumping your head against the wall every time you touch me, and you see I keep getting the evidence back, why would you think when you disable it that you can jump out there again? But let them keep doing it, because I think God is doing this to let them think they've done something so they can uh, step on out there and show me who they are, because that's the only way they can get caught. That's the only way I can see who they are and what they're doing is if they think they've done something and they step out there because they think nothing can happen. But I'm not gonna prolong this. I just want to say that and watch that video now. I'm loading that. It's really a recording that I'm loading that Miss Hodges did from Chicago Housing, and it's taking 3 hours to load it. So they're playing with it. My neighbor, I'm wondering, can you see his car from here? He's sitting outside in his car. He's the one who came up on my porch and took my phone and threw it in the street. But you'll see video of him. You'll see him. But he's just sitting in his car now too. But I'm gonna go on and show you some of the things I do. Since like I said, I'm on this little fixed income. I don't have much money. And even if I did, we'd have to have things in emergency that uh, uh, we need to spend our money on the most things necessary instead of things. And I found with preppers, most things they buy with these big companies have been uh what's the word for it? Compromise. That's not the word that I wanted, but that's good enough. So with some of the preppers, they're saying that when they buy the mason jars with the lids from these other companies, that the mason jars don't hold the food spoils. And a lot of preppers say with them dehydrating, between dehydrating and freeze dried food and the canning, they lose. Even without the sabotage things they buy, they lose a third of their food storage. I've never lost that much. I've only lost maybe out of all the food storage I've done, and I think I've got hundreds and hundreds of jars. I've lost maybe 5 jars, and that's only because people that were here tampered with them. So, other than that, I don't have a lot of. God doesn't let me lose my food. I don't have a lot of food waste or spoilage. So that's why I want to share these ideas with you. And I told on the last video, when you do this canning, if they say do it an hour, if you got the time, when they say do it on these videos, on YouTube videos, do it a little longer if you can, to make sure it won't come loose later on. To make sure it doesn't open up. Because one problem I did have a problem with, and that was like a meat, I think some sausage, because I didn't cook the sausage all the way through, and they spoiled and the lid came off. Now another thing, I don't know if I showed you this. It's a trick I learned that I did these the other night. That once you uh canned it and let it sit for 24 hours, take this ring off. Let me see, can I lay this down? Take this ring off. Oh, it's really on it. There you go. Take this ring off. Because if there's any spoilage, if any bacteria that's growing in there, if the gases will push that top up. And you'll smell it. And you'll see it's open. But if you keep this ring on there, you won't know that the gases have pushed it up because the ring will keep it sealed down. So once you can the products, remove the ring so you'll know if anything is spoiled because it won't have a seal and the gases will push the lid up. I don't want to go into canning right now though. But what I wanted to show you is that way that I dehydrate. Now, I'm looking for a situation where we don't have any electricity, so them electric dehydrators are not going to do you much good unless you have a lot of solar power and electricity to use. A lot of us are not going to have that. We don't have the money for the solar panels. Now I got a solar panel that I'm gonna put together because I bought some panels that you put together yourself to make your own solar panels. Solar panels. So I got those, but it's only enough for about two. There's not a whole lot of power, and I bought some marine batteries to back it up. But you can't run a refrigerator. You can't run a lot of electrical items on it. It's just like for charging your phone and doing other small appliances and stuff like that. So things you're gonna have to do, you're gonna have to be able to do them without electricity. And a dehydrator or something to cook on is something that you're gonna have to have. Now I bought one of them little portable stoves that you do use for camping, and it's really not much of nothing, especially if you got a large family you need to cook. So I'll show you later in another video of how different ways to set things up to cook large meals. But this, since I wanted to do a lot of dehydrating, and I did not have the money to buy a dehydrator, and number one, I didn't want to buy one because if we without electricity, it won't do me no good no way. So I built this little thing. Now this is my second prototype. Uh, and it's really not much. And if you guys can come, this is just to give you an idea of what you can do to make something that might work in case of emergency and use that dehydrate or cook something on a very low temperature. But you can make a better version that can cook it on a higher temperature. Now these little things right here, these bars I got from Dollar Tree. They're two for $1. So I put two together here because I wanted to make it long, so it can be wide in my oven. And I put a short one on the corner, so you can just fit in my oven like that. I take one shelf out of my oven and slide this in there. Now what it did was how I put it together was I used some of these. These are from Dollar Tree too. They're $1 a bag. All kinds of zip ties. They get all different sizes and different baggies for $1. So I use zip ties to hold them together here, and that's what I just cut off because I haven't used this in a while because I haven't done any dehydrating. But if you put them on the corn, you'll find a way to do it. Like I said, to put two together, and these are stand temperatures. These zip ties will stand temperatures up to 300 degrees. I think I went like to about 325. But you don't want to use these plastic zip ties for a lot of heat. But on some of the ends you'll see here, I have metal because I had started when the zip ties would break off, I would put metal on them, which could take a much higher heat, a much higher temperature. But like I said, I haven't used it in a while. But I just wanted to show you how the zip ties work. I put them on there, cut them, and it can take the temperature because if you're dehydrating, you don't want the heat to go no higher than 250. It depends on what you're dehydrating. You got to look on the videos and sometimes you can't trust what you see on the videos. You have to check out a lot of things yourself and see what works for you. But like I said, these were two for $4. So this is $1, $2, $3 right here. Put that together. And then I bought these at Dollar General. Now these are something I think these grill trays that you put on the grill to put your food on. I took one of these here, and these are the zip ties. Put it at the bottom and bring it down, but you might not be able to see it from up there. I put one of these of the zip ties and zipped it around here so it'll be stable at the bottom. Now this is two of these. Now these are $1.50 a piece, so that's $3. So what I did was, let me show you this angle. What I did was, when I put the long piece together, I cut, can I move that? I cut a slit right there on both sides, on this side and that side. I cut a slit right there, a slit right here, and and a slit at the last one at the top. Now what that does, when I slit it on both sides, is I can take one of these that I put together and hook it right here and hook it on to that slit that I got in the back. And hook it on the slit on the side. Okay, so that's the bottom tray. I can put the food that I want to dehydrate on that tray. So with the other slits that I made in it, I can hook another one on this slit that I made right there, two right here, and this one on this side. So there's two trays that I can load food up on to either dehydrate or cook at a low temperature. On the fire, outside somewhere, or in the oven. Okay, and I put the third one, the two right here, right there. Then I add the last one right up here. I need to reinforce this one over here, but I just didn't want to do it. I just wanted to show you this because I know you guys can be creative and you can come up with your own dehydrators. Now, as you can see, this is 4 shelves. It'll fit directly in my oven, and it cooks better than the electric ones that I've seen people use in the videos. It holds a lot. I have put pounds and pounds, maybe 20 pounds of beans on here. I don't know that much, maybe 20 pounds. After I boiled them and everything. But uh, then I would close it up. Now, what I need to do is find me some little kind of hook. I got a little snap hook right here that I put on it. Can you see it? A little snap hook right there that I put on it. But that is not one of the better closures. But anyway, close it up. And I can just slide this in my oven. Now, what I do sometimes, I got a piece of wire running through this because I'll put very heavy things on here. It kind of sags. I've tried 2 ways. I've tried to put a hook right there so I can hook it up here so it won't go down. If I hook it on one of these bars, put a little hook like I got right here. Put a little hook on each one and hook it to the bars so it won't sag. It'll hold the weight. I'm just giving you an idea. But it has worked very well for me to do a lot of dehydrating. I wouldn't go with anything else unless somebody come up with a better idea than I did. But that's what I wanted to show you how I made my own homemade for about $8. My own homemade dehydrator that I can stick in my oven, and it gets into a higher temperature than the ones. And that's what they say. Some dehydrators you buy do not cook the food to the highest temperature they need to go in order to for it to be the healthiest for you. So you have to get them dehydrators that get a higher temperature. But this can go as high as you want it to, up to 300 degrees, and cook whatever you want. Now I'm gonna show you some of the things I've made on this dehydrator. Okay. These are beans. These are beans that I boiled, and then I took them out the pot and put them on this dehydrator and let them cook, and they came out like this. Now, when you want to eat these beans, it takes 6 minutes. Put them in water, and they rehydrate in 6 minutes. And this is a very good thing because number one, if you're in a SHIT situation and you need something to eat, you're not going to wait hours and hours for your bean to cook. You need something that you could eat immediately. Because it's not any telling where you might have any electricity or what kind of power you might have for cooking. So you might need to have something that is available to eat as soon as possible. So it takes 6 minutes for these beans to dehydrate, and you can eat them right away. Now another thing I do with the beans, Once I boil them and taking them out the pot, let me see, the juice from the beans, I boil down till it get thick. I put it in a pan in the oven and let it get hard. And then I grind it. This is the juice from the beans. And I grind it in a what you call it, a coffee grinder. Grind. Now this is just the juice from the beans. I let boil down until it gets really, really thick, and put it in the oven and let it dry out. And I grind it down into a powder. And this is the best because it's seasoning in it. I got the red pepper, the garlic, onion. When I cook my beans in, I got everything to kill the parasites and detox your body that I would put in my beans. The vinegar, because you know I like that vinegar and everything. So I make sure my beans are healthy. So when I grind down with the salt and the red pepper and everything in it, it's the best refried bean juice. Once you put water, it's refried beans. You can put it on anything, and you probably can use this bean powder for soups or something that you want to season. Oh, I don't want to waste this everywhere. For soup or seasoning, let me see what I put in there. But soup or seasoning or whatever. So that's what I do with the beans. I grind them down, grind the juice down from the beans. I don't waste too much of anything. So that's the beans that I dehydrated on my homemade dehydrator. Let me show you some more items once I put these back. That's what I told you, these little nets flying around my house. I don't, all this water contamination now. I don't want nothing to get messed up. I can't afford to be saving food for people and get contaminated. These are powdered eggs that I dehydrated on my dehydrator. Now, the powdered eggs that you buy at them prep places can't touch mine because it takes a lot of them powdered eggs that you buy from them stores, and it's not all egg. This is 100% egg, and it takes less of this to make an egg than it does for that the powder that you buy in the store. I can take a tablespoon of this or a teaspoon and make me 3 eggs, or the equivalent of 3 eggs. Now, if you do that with the eggs that you find at the store that sells the powder, you can't do it. It takes lots, and they don't taste as good as your own powdered eggs. If you want the recipe, let me know. I'll give it to you how to powder your eggs. I just want to show you the dehydration right now. Okay. Did the eggs. These are sweet potatoes. That now they're dark. That doesn't matter. I have some right here that cook less time. They're lighter. But once you cook them, even if they're dark like that, they come back to this color. But you want to dehydrate them and make sure they're hard like that. Hard as can be, so they'll last. But even if they dark hard like that, when you cook them, now this is kind of soft, but it's alright. It's not too soft. It's hard on my side. It's still hard. So as long as you wet and put water in them, they'll come back to this color. This is some good eating potatoes, and you know sweet potatoes are good for you anyway. Let me see what else. Oh, and not only do I make the sweet potatoes, that I can make the sweet potatoes with. Oh, I love these. I use it to make sweet potato powder. This is my sweet potato powder. When they're done like that, I grind them in my coffee grinder. Even though I don't drink coffee, I grind my coffee grinder, make powder, and I'm talking about already set up sweet potato pie or something else sweet potato. Okay. Now let me put this in because I don't want no nets. Are you paying attention how they letting these little kids run back and forth? Now, I have no problem with children, but they have used these kids to harass me, uh, call me names, and they just, they're not kids no more. These kids are not, they're children. They don't act like, they act like they're extension of them so that they can use as a target to target people. They use their own kids as an extension of their harassment. Okay, now I dehydrated mac and cheese. This is mac and cheese. The reason why I say we have to have food that's already prepared because you don't want to wait all day cooking food. And another issue is if you're in a situation, this is mac and cheese with cheese in it that's been dehydrated. If you're in a SHIT situation, you don't want to be cooking a lot of food in an area where people can smell it. Because if people smell food, all right, if people smell food and they don't have any, they're subject to come and try to take yours. So in the SHIT situation, you want to have as much food already prepared where you can just add water and heat it and eat it. You don't want to be trying to send out no cooking smells. Oh, and that's why I wouldn't use kerosene or anything like that, because in situations where people haven't been around in a while, uh, and things haven't been used, you can smell all kinds of smells in the air. And you don't want to send out signals that you have food or you're somewhere with some kind of items that somebody might want. You have to be prepared all the time. These are bell peppers. Now I catch these on sale at Aldi's, and I take them, cut them in half, spray a little that old can oil on them, put them in the oven, and let them char, and then I cut them up, put them on the dehydrator, and bag them up. Make sure they're dry, because sometimes you let them sit out, they'll moisten again. But I try to put them back in the oven to make sure they're dry. You don't want anything wet. And another thing you want to do, like with the mac and the spaghetti, you don't want to use a lot of oil because oil will spoil quicker when you use foods with oil on it. Okay, that's that. This is my mixed fruit that I dehydrated. This is cantaloupe, kiwi, banana, strawberry, and it's delicious. And it's healthier for you because there's no preserves on it. You can eat it like this, or you can let it soak in some juices or a little water and let them get soft. But the kiwi, the banana, the cantaloupe, pineapple, strawberries, good eat. And I did this all on my $8 dehydrator. Okay. Let's see what else I have that I haven't showed you. I showed you the apples, didn't I? I try to catch everything on sale. These are the apples that I dehydrated. I cut them into rings because it's easy to dehydrate. And then the parts that I don't use, the skin and because you don't want to dehydrate the skin. The skins and the rind, the hull, whatever you call it in the middle, I use it to make a vinaigrette. I don't waste too much. I make a vinaigrette. They are the quick with these children. There's a set of uncles. See, they know I got this camera sitting here, so they don't want to come past. They'll let the kids run back and forth. Okay, that was the mixed fruit. Okay, this is ginger. Now I have some ground ginger because she just walked past with her book bag. Once it's ground, once it's slivered like this, I want some slivered ginger and some ground ginger because I don't know what I might have a purpose to use them for. But I use them on my mandolin. I slice them on my mandolin, put them on my dehydrator, and let them get dry and store them. And ginger is very good for detox and everything for your health purposes. So I try to get a lot of ginger, try to catch that on sale. Okay. These are my greens. These dehydrate quick on the dehydrator. I buy them whole and put the whole leaf on the shelves to dehydrate them, and they dry really quick. These are done. Collards, mustard, turnip, done those. Now these items I want to show you last because I want to show you how I'm storing. They tell you if you can get a mason jar stored, but I don't have all that much money, so I can't afford to buy a whole lot of mason jars. So what I did was they had a neat trick on one of the videos that I watched, where you put them in a bag like this, a plastic bag. They push all the air out. Make sure all the air is going out. Just got a little bit more of them. I'm not going to do that anyway. But you push all the air out, and then you get the plastic wrap. Now I found the cheapest plastic wrap. Dollar Tree has it, but it's only 100 feet. Uh, Always has it for 300 feet for $1.50. So I get that. Always plastic wrap. Let's try to find it in that's open. Okay. Wow. I really packed this one. There goes another backpack. And, I guess they want to say because it's school, and then my neighbor sitting right there on the side, what out of camera shot. Because like I say, they do it when I'm trying to do something, when I'm trying to be busy or trying to eat. That's the most time they harass me. But they're really being good now. They're sitting to the side. They're not doing as much harassing with the injury weapons and torturing me as they usually do. I shouldn't have said that because now they messing with me. Okay. But I'm not worried about them. They really hung about me. But you see how they wrap? I got the plastic wrap right now. That's a lot of plastic wrap. But these are potatoes. And these have been done for about 8 months. These are about 8 months old. See how crisp they still are? And as I say, when you got to make sure they're brown like that. And when you use them, they'll come back. Because if you let them have any kind of moisture in them, they won't keep. I've had them and they have molded in the jars, and I had them in jars. But you see, these is bags, and they have molded, and they've been in these bags for about 8 months. Okay, now the trick to putting them in the bag, since I can't afford the jars or those Mylar bags that are so expensive, I put them in a plastic bag. Squeeze out of them.